We're live.
Hello, everyone. How do I look at, do I go to comments here? This is my first time ever running a live on YouTube and also using StreamYard.
I love it.
Okay.
Let me just take a picture. It'll be like, new link, same book.
Is anyone here? How can I even tell? Oh, there are 11 people here.
Yeah, you should see that right up next to the...
Yes, I see a little I with an 11 next to it. But no one's commented yet? I can't tell.
Say hi, friends. Say hi. No, there's always a little bit of a lag from when people post, like, comment in YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Coming over to StreamYard, there's like a little bit of a lag.
Okay.
But it'll pop up. So Tammy is here. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Tammy. I wonder how many people. Oh, and Kim and Joanna. Hello, everyone. Okay, I want to see on. I want to see on Instagram how many people saw our stories.
Yeah, I'm posting about it right now, so hopefully. I forgot to do this sooner. Sorry, I was watching the Love Island America from last year.
Okay.
And I just watched the finale, so I have been binging that.
Yes.
Consistently. I'm also watching the Love Island from the UK, but that comes out. I only can watch one of those a day.
Yeah.
And I usually skip the unseen bits. I skip a couple of them and just watch the regular episodes. But then that's not enough for me, so I had to start the America one too. And I wonder why I haven't read as many books this month.
Well, you've probably read more than I have, Krista.
I know that's all relative. What do I label it? Reading.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Julie and Emily and Jen and Kim and Rhonda, Teresa.
Y'all are the best.
Oh, everyone's saying hello. Oh, so many people. I'm not even sure I can say hi to everyone at this point. Everyone.
You'll get the hang of it. All right. Starting late. You're not starting late, Catherine. We just started.
We did just start.
We start late on middle grade March ones because we start at 9. So that Katie can get her children to bed.
It's true. I have kids who, I mean, it's 8:00 my time.
Yeah.
But it is late for you. This is a late start for anyone on the East
Coast people.
On the East Coast.
Amanda's going to join us too. Jenna can't make it tonight, but Amanda will be here in a little bit.
Yes.
What is everybody reading tonight? What are you reading, Katie?
Well, I think I might. Okay, so I have 2 books. I think I'm going to start 3 Strikes Summer because I haven't started it yet. So if for everyone who's joining us, I mean, you probably know since it is our middle grade March. This is our book for the month, 3 Strikes Summer by Skylar Shrimp. So, and I haven't started it. So I'm going to start this, but I'm also still, Krista, working my way through Truly Devious, which I think I probably held this up for the last 3 months.
Yeah, I love it. That's totally fine. I love it. I am in the middle of, well, not in the middle, near the end of Catch-Up-a-thon, which is a readathon I do with Amy's Bookish Life, who's here.
That's right.
And we do the Book of the Month book. So I am reading The Wishing Game tonight. I just finished Killers of a Certain Age today on audio. So good. I really enjoyed that.
Did you like it? I haven't read it yet.
I do think I listened really late last night until probably 1 a.m. and I think I might have missed a couple things because I was listening today. I'm like, who is that person? There just were a lot of characters.
Yeah.
And sometimes with a mystery, I feel like print is a little better for me because I just retain it a little better.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out anything or, yeah, I mean, I never am going to figure it out anyway. But if I'm trying to, I need to have it in print and see it with my eyeballs and not just listen to it because audio, I don't always retain quite as much.
Yeah.
So Katie, if you want to put a comment on the screen, you just click
You
it.
just click it, right? I'm going to put Katie's
Yep,
comment
there you
because she is being extra ambitious and joining more than one reading sprint tonight.
I love it.
I can imagine that you won't get much reading done,
Yeah,
but you'll have lots of fun.
I love it. Oh, Maisie Chen, Julie, that's our August book.
Oh, wait, who said that? Oh, yeah. Yes, yes.
I need to put that. I need to start my August TBR. I haven't started that yet. Finishing Circus Train, Magnolia Palace.
I've got work on the Gateway Girls. What is the Gateway Girls?
Getaway Girls.
Oh, the
It's
Getaway. Why did I read that? I read
our
it backwards.
Amanda and I and Sarah and Lindsay were doing a 24-hour reading retreat this weekend, and that's our group read for the retreat.
Okay.
We're having a little book chat about it at some point this weekend. Yeah. So we haven't done that before, so this is we're trying that out this year.
Yeah.
Having a like group read.
Rhonda, do you want to tell us more? Would that be too much of a spoiler? I haven't even started it yet.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I am curious why you DNF'd it.
Yeah.
I get like it's heavier than you think.
Oh, really? From the cover, it looks like it's going to be.
No.
I mean, I know that it's like you can tell that maybe it takes place during the Dust Bowls, which is heavy.
Yeah, it's a lot heavier. It was a lot more historical focus than anything else. And yeah. Not than anything else, but than I was expecting, I guess.
Yeah.
I liked it though. That was a bonus for me, a plus for me. I liked it.
Yeah.
You'll love this book.
I will.
I'm only 40 pages in. It's a very bookish book. It's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like Willy Wonka. There's like a Willy Wonka character, and there's a competition. This children's book author hasn't written a book he has this huge, massive series, but he hasn't written a book in a long time. And then he writes a book, but he only writes one copy. And a handful of people get invited to come to Clock Island to play some kind of a game, and the people who win, whoever wins gets the only copy of the new book that he wrote. But there's this teacher's aide lady and a kid who's in foster care, and she just really wants to adopt him, but she's really struggling financially, and the social work people are like, probably not going to happen, and yet they love each other so much. It's just so, I've already teared up, and I'm only 40 pages in. But it's going to be a bookish. It's like part quirky and fun and part really heartwarming. I know I'm going to be bawling at some point. And
it's funny. The cover, it is little. That was a book of the month.
That's what I'm reading this weekend.
I am too, because this is my Patreon.
That's what I'm reading next week. I bought that when I was on vacation the first week of the month, and I got a signed copy from an indie bookstore.
I have heard nothing but good about it. Like people who
When was this a book club? What is this a book of the month club?
It just came out in June. It's brand new.
Why didn't I see that? I'm gonna have to.
So many people are saying it's their new favorite book. So many people.
And it's so little. I just think because we love children's literature anyway,
yeah,
that aspect of things is going to just be so endearing anyway.
It kind of like the Clock Island series kind of reminds me of the Boxcar Children.
Oh, interesting.
There is like a map of Clock Island at the front, and a little poem that tells like all the different numbers and what they are. Oh my word, it's so cute. This is like the quirky part, but then the story of the girl and the little boy
Oh my goodness. I started it on my way home, and I really wanted to keep reading it, but then I needed to read Getaway Girls, so I put it down, and I'm going to pick it back up this weekend.
Yep. Lindsay just said she's going to read it this weekend too.
Yeah.
I love it.
It totally went, I don't know if I just didn't see it during the book of the month, the June book of the month, or what, but I'm gonna have to add it next month because
it's gorgeous. I mean, it's a gorgeous cover.
It is beautiful. It's so funny though, because looking at the cover, it makes me, I know this is weird and maybe you will disagree with me entirely, but without looking at it closely, like just looking at the colors and
Yeah.
not, and it looks like a thriller almost.
Oh,
The font, not
yeah.
the font, but the Wishing Game font and the black. But if you look up close, you can tell it's like a bookshelf, which you don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't realize when I first looked at it.
Yeah. I'm gonna
The
love it.
Wishing Game. Okay, yes. I
I already know I'm gonna love it from what I've heard from people.
I have high expectations for it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Let's see. I saw. Oh, Rhonda.
I'm gonna add it to my book of the month right now.
Rhonda said she got bored with Three Strike Summer, and sidetracked because other books were
Oh.
calling out to her. She's gonna try again during the spring.
Yes. Oh, Krista, are you able to add? No, I just did that on accident.
You did it.
I'm still learning. I did that on accident. Where did Rhonda say that? Here, she said.
Yeah. I may also start a new audiobook. Book of the
Tonight?
month. Yeah. Probably The Cartographers, which was in my try chapter tag that I just did.
I really want to read that one too. I've heard really good things about it. I
No,
have it.
I know, Kelly. I'm gonna
I
have
haven't
to.
read it.
I'm gonna love it. If I could have given Wishing Game all the stars, I would have. Jamie,
I just saw
that's
I
so
know.
sweet.
I've seen so many people say that.
Yeah, yeah. It has been a big hit with people so far, so that's exciting.
It makes me really want to read it right now. But listen, my reading life is like basically dead.
Could you just finish Truly Devious? And
so that everyone can find out what I read next. I know. I'm almost halfway through. I probably would have gotten further, but I was at camp last week and my sister-in-law didn't have anything to read. And I, of course, brought many books. And so I gave her Truly Devious, and she read the entire thing. And apparently it ends on a huge cliffhanger. And she was like, "Did you know that it ends on a cliffhanger, Katie?" And I said, "No, I haven't finished the book."
finished it.
And she's like, "Well, thank you."
Yeah.
Because now I've got to go out and get the book immediately, the second book.
Teresa is only halfway through Three Strike Summer, liking it better than Ogress, and she gave that 4 stars. So that's cool.
That's good.
I'm glad you're liking it.
Oh, yeah. What are you reading, Amanda? You haven't told us yet.
I hopped on and did not grab a book. So right now, though, I just finished my audiobook today. I was listening to a NetGalley audiobook. And I am in the middle of, on Kindle, I'm in the middle of The Fake Out by, I always mess it up. Hold on. It's another NetGalley book. Sharon M. Peterson. I read her previous book, which was called The Do-Over, and really, really loved it. And so I am reading The Fake Out now, which is just like a rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been reading that and then just kind of getting through audiobook after audiobook. I'm still on a rom-com train, like mad. I just, like, that has been a very, very large percentage of my reading this year.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's okay. You've found what's working right now.
Working for me right now. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man. Okay. Well, should we start a sprint? How do you usually do this? Do you do it on like the half hour?
Well, however you want.
Should we talk a little more? Should we find out other things that people want to talk about?
Let's do a sprint and then we'll come back and chat.
Okay. When you do a sprint, how do you put on the screen?
There's a little thing on the side that says banners. to your
Yeah.
right, if you click on banners, and then you can make a banner, and then there's a little checkbox for scroll across the bottom, or you could just leave it as a banner to the up. Either way is fine.
Oh, and then I can just
You have
type
to
a
click
word.
add and then
Okay, so I'm gonna say. Oh, but also before I do this, how do I? Like you will put on a room.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Down. Well, I have a tab open, another
Uh-huh.
tab, and I find an ambient room.
And then
And
you
then
present.
down at the bottom it says present.
Yes.
A little
and
computer.
just make sure you check the box that says share sound
Share sound.
from
Yeah.
that tab.
Okay. All right. I will
Yes,
try
learning,
and
growing every day. Learning and growing.
Thanks
learning.
for your patience, everybody.
Thank you for allowing me to ask questions during our live readings.
We're so well prepared.
Yeah,
So well prepared.
seriously. Okay, should we go until 8:45? How?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So
all right.
just put like :45 because people are in different time zones, but the 45 will be the
Oh,
same.
right. Okay. Read sprint until. Oops.
That's right.
There you go. Perfect.
Oh, nice.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Yeah. You can mute yourself, Katie, if you want to.
Yes, I think I will. And then I will.
You can like message us if you have questions and we can help you.
Oh, okay. All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Then go to the banners, Katie, and just click it to hide it. And it will hide the banner across the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, there we go.
I'm trying to not read this too quickly because I am loving every second. So I just read 2 chapters of this, and then I found the audio of Cartographers.
How are you liking the Cartographers?
I enjoyed the first chapter. I'm literally 20 pages, 15 pages in, so I'm very much at the beginning.
Yeah. Are you reading that one for a particular reason, or is that one just?
No, I just did a try chapter, and I picked 3 of the lowest rated and 3 that I was unsure about, like their writing style and everything, and I liked it. I love maps, and
Yeah.
I decided I need to read this tandem because there are pictures throughout it of maps.
That's good to know.
There's not a load of them, but I mean, there's a bunch in there, so I'm gonna want to read it. Well, there's not a bunch. There's a handful of them, but yeah. But the audiobook is like 14 hours long. It's so long. But I listen to double speed. So
Okay, I have a question
yeah.
for our audiobook listeners.
Yep.
You start out listening to the book at double speed, or do you work up to it?
It depends on the narrator, 100%.
Definitely depends on the narrator.
Huh.
The slowest that I will start a book is probably like 1.4.
I don't ever usually.
I'll start it at 1.4. I never started at 1.
I always start at 1.5. If the narrator has an accent, I usually can't go as fast.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it's something I feel like my brain has, because I started this one at 2.0 and it's
I have mine at 2.
Huh. Okay.
But I think my brain has adjusted to hearing it quicker.
Fast. That the same
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I usually start, or I have been. Like if I ever listen to it just at 1, it just sounds so slow to me.
Way too slow.
Yeah.
But I usually started at 1.2 or 1.3, and then I can quickly move up. I don't think I can ever make it to 2.2 times.
I've been able to get over 2.0, but it's not very often.
Not very often, yeah.
My like sweet spot is 1.8.
Same. I'm most often at 1.8 as well.
I wonder I'm trying to remember what it was. Okay.
Chelsea said a British accent, she has to go to 0.75.
It depends. I tried to listen to a Louise Penny book one time, and I could not go fast with it. It was too hard because I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Yeah.
And some narrators naturally speak a lot faster.
Sure.
And I know somebody said they don't know why the narrators insist on speaking so slow. I don't think a lot of narrators actually talk that slow. I think they slow it down.
I think
in production, they slow it down.
I agree.
Because naturally people will speak faster.
Really? You think that they slow narrators down in post-production?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Why do they? But why? So if most audiobook listeners listen to it a little faster than the 1.0, why do they make them go so slow?
I'm sure there are a lot of people who prefer it slower.
Listen, I'm sure there are a lot. I listened at 1.0 for a couple of years before I knew you could speed it up. That's all I knew.
Man, when I learned that you could speed up a video on YouTube, it was
my goodness, life changed forever.
Yeah.
When I lost, before I had Marco Polo is an app that we use to communicate like outside of comments and stuff. And when I lost, originally the app the free version had the ability to speed it up.
Yeah.
And then the free version took that away, and that was part of
I think they should have grandfathered us all into that personally.
But my cousin
Yeah.
paid for because I have a group chat with all my cousins, and my cousin paid for it, and we all could get in her family.
Yeah.
So she just added our numbers onto hers. And so I'm like, oh my word, all of a sudden Amanda's talking really slow again. I'm like, why is Amanda talking? Oh, it's because I don't have the ability to speed her up anymore.
It drives Steve, my husband, crazy when I listen to things fast. But it sounds way too slow to me otherwise. Marcy.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
I know people that listen at 3.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I don't like. I can't just. It's like a blur to me at that point. Like I can't distinguish between the words. It just is way too fast.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten up that high.
My husband said it sounds like chipmunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
again, I think it's a brain training thing. I think that the more you do it at a faster speed, the more you're able to listen and comprehend at that speed, and then you can probably bump it up for some narrators.
Yeah. I will say that I read way faster than I listen. So last month when I was trying to listen to the
Not me.
I don't.
Really? Yeah,
not at all.
When I was reading the Parker Inheritance last month, I listened to the audiobook mostly, and I was like, oh, I'll like read along. And I was like, oh, I can't do this because and even when I turned the speed up, that just ended up annoying me because you
were running so fast. Wow.
Well, it was because I was listening really fast, but I can read really fast and it still sounds normal in my head. Yeah. And like all the inflections sound the same and the way people are talking sound the same. But when I listen to it really sped up like that, that's not how people actually talk. So there's this incongruence happening and I was like, this doesn't work. So I can read, but I can physically read way faster than I can listen to.
No, I can't. Not at all. But we kind of talked about this when we got together during middle grade March, is one of the reasons I read so slow physically is because I read every single word, which I don't think it's normal, but that's like, I can't just like glance at the words and like it makes sense. I like read it out loud in my head. And so it just takes so much time. And because I do that, I can't tandem read. Like I can't listen and physically read at the same time, because when I physically read, I process it like I'm reading it out loud in my head. And because I'm getting it in my, like I cannot do it at all.
Yeah.
It really, really messes with me.
Huh.
Do you ever tandem read, Krista?
Sometimes. I like to with classics. I never do the whole entire book that way, but sometimes I'll sit and read in print while I'm listening. And I probably will somewhat for cartographers. Like I'll just kind of glance. I'll mostly be listening, but I'll keep finding my spot and see if there's any maps that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I love maps. I'm excited.
Oh, Chelsea says, typically our brain skips words like the and that's why kids are encouraged to read aloud. That's true. Actually, that's something that Fox's teacher this year, so Fox was in 3rd grade, and his teacher was working really hard with him because he would skip words all the time. And so she was she was like, you've got to have him slow down when he's reading because he keeps skipping words.
See, I don't skip words, and that is why I get so hung up on typos in books. And it just like, if something isn't making sense, I will reread the same sentence over and over and over again. And it's so hard for me to get past it until I can figure it out.
Yeah.
And so typos, just like, no, I can't.
You'd make a very good proofreader.
There's 2 errors in this arc that I'm reading right now.
I was just laughing at Chelsea's comment from before. It's weird hearing your normal speed voices during lives.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
You're used to watching everything sped up, and then during a live, you can't speed that up. So
yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, Teresa, I'm glad I'm not alone in that. I don't actually think of myself as a really fast reader, but I don't know. Maybe I am. I'm definitely.
Are you a visual learner?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm a visual learner and like what is it? Like a kinetic learner? Like
Tactile.
tactile. I learn by doing and I learn by seeing. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. But that's really interesting. I've never talked about this with other people.
Yeah, but that's why I listen to audiobooks all the time, is because I can fly through an audiobook. Like, I don't have that same issue with audio, but with print,
I mean, sometimes I can still get through an audiobook faster, even though I can read physically faster, but just because I can be up and doing other, like I don't have to set aside
multitasking.
time, to physically read if I'm listening to an audiobook. But I'm not a great audiobook reader anyway, because I mean, we've talked about this before. I just am not. I don't retain it as well, which is also interesting.
I don't know if anybody retains it as well, audio versus print.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody does that. I definitely retain better physically reading.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time to do it.
But does that take away your enjoyment at all? Like, if I don't retain it as much, I don't actually end up.
It depends on what the book is.
Okay.
Like, I think if I would have listened, for example, if I would have listened to A Gentleman in Moscow, I would not have enjoyed it as much as physically reading it. Okay. But like, there are some audiobooks out there that I know if I would have physically read Thanks for Listening by Julia Whalen, would not have enjoyed it as much as I did audio.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain books that I know the narrator or the type of book it is or whatever it is.
I mean,
I love the audio.
Production quality has just gotten so good for a lot of books. Like when there's multiple narrators for multiple points of view, or I think of The Only Plane in the Sky as a nonfiction about 9/11, right? Like that just doesn't hit the same reading it in print when you can hear all, because it's an oral history.
Yes, that book was amazing to listen on audio. I did listen to that one on audio.
Or like Echo, adding the music because it's such a big part of the story. Like those aspects that you can add in. It's not every audiobook that does that, but I just think production quality, like it's becoming more and more and more popular to have audiobooks, and so they're just upping the game, I think.
Yeah.
Like
I would agree with that.
I remember back before I'd ever really listened to many audiobooks at all, and I think this was even before my time on BookTube. What the book Lincoln and the Bardo came out, and I remember hearing that it was an amazing audiobook, and so I got the audiobook, and I was like, this is not going to work for me. It was because it was one of those books that was all cast, or like it had a
full cast.
A full cast. That's what I meant. Full cast. And, but the book, it's very literary and I couldn't tell who was talking. And like, I was like, this is maybe it would be amazing if maybe that's one I could do where I like physically read the book and listened at the same time. And then it would work well for me, but just listening to it did not work well.
I like listening to audiobooks when it's set like in a different country, or like I remember listening to The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult on audio and all the German names because they can pronounce them. And if I were reading it, it'd just be like Mr. G. Like, I don't know how to say your name because I'm not German.
I feel like about the Louise Penny books, all the French that's in there. French is one of those languages that I just cannot figure out how to say any of those. I have zero French background. So to hear it though, it's just so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I read even the reading list, the main character.
I love that book so much. I'm so glad that you love that book, Krista.
He's Indian. And so like his whole family and the food that they eat, like having his accent just added so much to.
Which book did you say that was?
The Reading List.
The Reading List.
The Reading List.
It was very
good. It's so good. I loved that book.
Kelly, I think that's true. I think that's very true.
Yeah. I think of people who are verbal processors. Like my friend Leah is an audio learner, and she would never need to take notes during classes and stuff because she just
would retain it all.
Could retain it from hearing, and then she would like talk when she would study. She'd have to go somewhere quiet so that she could like talk her note or talk her stuff out loud to like hear it again.
Hear her.
I would be a writer. I would make note cards, and even if I never looked at those note cards again, the fact of like seeing it and writing it would.
Yeah. And I think that's what most people are like that. Once they write it down,
like that
we're good.
visual, tactile, like that's what that.
Yeah.
Yes, yep. That combination.
I love it when the narrator could do Katie's. When the narrator is the kindred spirit.
Yeah.
With the book, it comes to life for me when the voice style, like, and you just fit the tone
And the
together.
cadence, that makes such a difference.
So,
Man, a bad narrator can ruin a book.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Katie, what's an example of a book where the narrator is a kindred spirit? I'd love to hear an example for you, if you can think of one.
Crawdads.
I hear people talk about Julia Whalen as one of their favorite narrators.
Brittany Presley's getting really popular too.
Who?
Brittany Presley.
What has she done?
She does a lot of rom-coms.
Yeah.
She's very, very popular with the rom-coms. But yeah, Julia Whalen has become very, very sought after.
I love Teresa's comment. She just learned about speeding up videos from us and then told her husband, and that night they put on random videos just to make laugh. I love it.
Oops.
Oh my goodness, yes, Kelly. Kate Winslet narrating Matilda.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yes, we just listened to that on the way up to camp last week on our drive, and the kids were loving it. We didn't finish it.
I love that book.
Yeah,
I love that narration of it.
me too. It's great. I would also say, Rachel McAdams reading Anne of Green Gables is also really, really good. That's also wonderful. Okay, it's 9:02. Let's start another sprint.
Okay.
When should we go until?
Go till like 30.
Okay. Let's do it. See you on the flippity flop. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. How far are you, Amanda?
I am 78%.
You're 78% done?
Yep. With the book that I've been reading.
Oh, got you.
Sorry.
No, you're reading this weekend. That's right. Okay.
Yes, I'm bringing that with me to read this weekend. I was going to start it, but I started it already, so I don't even know where I'm at in it.
Gotcha.
I'm a few chapters into it, though.
Yeah. I just got to part 2. I love it so far.
I haven't gotten to part 2 yet.
Yeah, I just got there. So
You're reading it fast, Krista.
Well, I mean, part 2 is I'm only on page like 60 something, 68.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I think I'm on like page 40 or 50.
yeah. It's a quick read. It goes pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
Are you listening to it, Krista, or are you reading it?
I'm reading it in print.
Okay.
Yeah.
In print, yeah.
I try to with book club books because I want to be able to have a little more retention, but
yeah. Yeah, 3 Strikes Summer is heavy so far.
it is.
It's heavy. The main character is spunky, though. I like her.
Yeah, you too. She is.
I do love a good spunky middle grade main character.
She's a fun character.
I'm excited to read it. I haven't read it yet.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, there's a couple other audiobook recommendations.
Yeah, Katie also said she loves listening to the Paddington Bear series, and Hugh Bonneville narrates it, which I love. Wasn't Hugh Bonneville was in the Paddington movies? Doesn't he play the dad in it in the movies?
So.
I think he does. Which those movies are so good. Have you seen them?
No.
Oh my gosh. Even if you're not like a kids movie person, they are wonderful. They are like they make you feel so warm inside. Oh. And in the second movie, Hugh Grant plays the villain, and he is such a good villain in it.
Fun.
I think I've seen maybe the first one. Well, isn't one of them like they go down the stairs in a bathtub? I feel like that's a thing.
That could be. I don't remember. The second one, Paddington has to spend time in prison. And
that's funny.
Even that is very charming.
It's funny. I enjoy like kids movies when I watch them, but I almost never
seek them out.
Choose to watch that.
Yeah.
My kids are finally getting old enough that all the movies we go see or that we see don't have to be kids movies.
Yeah. Nice.
So that's been fun.
Yeah.
That's nice.
We have taken Fox. Well, I mean, right now, it's hard to go to a movie right now because Marigold still won't sit through a whole movie.
Yeah, that's hard.
We went to see, I think over Christmas. The most recent one we saw as like a family was the new Puss in Boots movie.
Oh yeah, we went and saw that.
Yeah, which was, it was fun. I didn't think it was like the best kids movie ever, but it was fun. And the kids liked it. And Marigold, like because it was me and like all my brother and his 4 kids. And
Yes,
my
definitely.
parents came, and so like it was all the cousins and
4, 1.
my whole family. Anyway, we took up like the entire movie theater row, and which was actually really good because Marigold could like wander
Yeah,
up and down the row
talk to everybody.
without bothering a bunch of other people.
Yeah,
Why did you just send me it?
I haven't been to the movies. Well, I went, I guess, when I was home.
We go to the movies a lot. We took the kids to see Elemental. I just took them this week to see the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, did you like that?
Oh, so good.
I've heard really good things.
Tell them how much I know.
Oh, we've got us. Fox needs to go see that. I forgot that was out.
It is probably, I was telling my husband, as far as like animation goes, it is probably the best animated, like art wise, best animated movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's very cool. Like it has that sort of like comic book look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they change it up a lot, and it's just so good. And then the plot's so good. It's just
Yeah, the storytelling's amazing. The
phenomenal.
first one, Into the Spider-Verse, was amazing too. So
And this one was it was long. That was my only it was 2 hours and 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
And so
That's long for an animated movie.
Yeah. My youngest was like, "When are we done? When are we done?" But they all loved it. So
What's it? Do you know what it's getting on Rotten Tomatoes? Now I'm gonna check.
I don't know. I've only heard good things about it though.
Yeah. So many people reading The Wishing Game and loving it.
I'm telling you, so many people.
It's a good one.
I'm very curious.
It's my Patreon book club book for this month too, and a couple of those ladies are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm loving it. So far, so good.
She's on the way.
Okay, I also really want to see the Barbie movie.
I have no desire whatsoever. None.
I want to see Oppenheimer.
I want to see
I'm looking
Oppenheimer
out
too.
for Oppenheimer. I would rather see Oppenheimer than Barbie.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of movies out right now that I want to see. I'd like to see the Mission Impossible movie too.
I went to see Sound of Freedom when I was with my mom. And every preview, I just love previews. And so every trailer that they were showing, I'm like, I'd see that. I'd see that. That looks good. All of them looked good to me.
Yeah.
I just haven't been to a movie in so long that I'm like, I want to see all of these.
I want to as well. Although really, they're all gonna have to come to Prime.
Yeah.
Or Netflix or whatever streaming service they end up on. That's when I'll watch them.
Right.
I so rarely go to movies these days. Oh, it says this is what Rotten Tomatoes says about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Gets a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's about as good as a movie will get.
That is really high
on Rotten Tomatoes. With a 94% audience score also. I think it's hilarious when the critic score and the audience score are so different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's one of that I always look at that. Okay, but it says just as visually dazzling and action-packed as its predecessor, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse thrills from start to cliffhanger conclusion.
It definitely was a cliffhanger conclusion.
Oh,
my brother went to that because he didn't want to go see Sound of Freedom with us. So he went to see the Spider-Man one and he loved it.
It's so good.
What is I'm so sorry. I'm getting so tired. What's the Sound of Freedom one?
Oh man, it's about child sex trafficking.
Oh,
and it's based on a true story of a man who was working with Homeland Security, getting pedophiles and putting them away. But then one of his teammates was like, "How many have you caught?" And it was like 200 something. And he's like, "But how many kids have you saved?" And then it was 0. And that did not sit well with him. So he got permission from his boss to kind of take a week and go and rescue a kid. And then he learned that the kid has a sister. So he like basically quit his job, left his family for a little while, and the wife was 100% supportive. He had 6 kids, but it's a heartbreaking, intense, it's a difficult movie, but it's so well done. Jim Caviezel plays the main guy.
Yeah.
It's so well done, and it's just important. Like, America is the biggest culprit for child sex trafficking, and it's the biggest. Like, there are more slaves in the world today than when slavery was legal.
Yeah, I've heard that statistic
Which is
before.
just infuriating to me and heartbreaking. And yeah, my mom and I were weeping. I mean, I just wept the whole movie. It was very intense.
It's not a documentary. It's like a.
Oh, it's a movie. Yeah,
It's based on a true story, but it's a
Okay.
it's not a
movie.
true story, but it's just really well done. And yeah, it was a good one.
Wow.
But the movie was done 5 years ago, but then they had so much red tape, Hollywood would not like let it be. Because honestly, it's all of our stupid people in high places in our country that are involved in all this stuff.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
That was a gross generalization, but
Yeah.
the more and more the things that come out, right? Like it's not surprising, but things like the Super Bowl and all those big events, like that is the prime, like that. This is all happening behind the scenes. It's heartbreaking.
I think now that you say this, I think Steve was telling me about this movie just yesterday. Was telling me about it.
It's doing surprisingly well. I think Hollywood is surprised at how well it's doing in the box office, but it's all word of mouth, and we had to purchase tickets ahead of time. It's pretty intense. That's good.
Well, now I want to see it.
It's worth it, I think.
Yeah.
But bring tissues.
Yeah. I'll be a mess.
Yeah, I was a mess.
Yeah.
My mom and I bring a blanket, like a light blanket, with us when we go to the theater. And I didn't bring tissues, but I'm like, I'm putting this in the wash because I'm using my blanket to wipe my face. Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah.
But then it like shows pictures at the end of the real guy and the real family, and yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's the only movie I've been to in, I almost want to say years. I feel like it's been a really long time since I've gone to the movies.
It's been a long time since I've gone to see a movie.
Like at the theater.
Like for my, like, that's not a kid's movie. That's like a movie that I want to go see.
I used to go all the time. It's just so expensive.
You know, it's gotten really expensive.
And now with streaming, like, I can watch it. I can watch a movie and not have to leave my house. Okay.
I know. I actually just
$15.
I know. I just but streaming has really like killed the movie industry too in many ways. I just watched a really interesting like clip of Matt Damon talking about.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Matt Damon.
I know. Me too. But he was talking about like why they don't make the same good movies or like movies that are the kind of quality that we saw even, 15
in the 90s.
Yeah. And it has a lot to do with streaming. But other reasons too. But streaming is a big reason, which is unfortunate.
Introverts killing the movie industry one streaming service at a time.
Oh man.
All right, what do you guys think we should do? Should we do another little sprint or should we
sprint for 10 minutes and then wrap it up?
For 10 minutes, yeah, and wrap it up? Let's do it.
Do 15. 10 is too short.
15. Okay.
15. And then we'll just get on to say goodbye.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Sounds good. Krista makes the rules.
Oops, I need to.
I love you, Krista.
I'm hiding that and editing. Yes, Krista, good call. right, everyone.
Well done, Katie. Posting your first sprints ever, learning
My
street.
first sprints ever.
Yay!
I hope everyone is able to come back next Wednesday for our book discussion. I have a lot to read before then.
Same.
What do you think so far?
I like it. I think the writing is really good so far. I'm only a few chapters in, and I like the spunky main character, and already a lot of hard stuff has happened. So yeah.
I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah.
It was one of my car trip listens while I drove up to New York. So I did it all in one sitting. It's at a 9-hour drive, so I just
Did the whole thing. That's great. What was it? Okay, maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
I'm so curious to know more, but save it. Save it. Okay. I'm ready for bed.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, though, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you guys
thank
so
you all
much.
for coming. I'm so glad you came. Thanks for joining me on my
Do you see up in the corner? There's a little end broadcast. That's how you stop when you're ready.
Okay. What do we usually say? Like, I don't remember.
Come hang out with us next Wednesday, 9:00.
Come hang out with us next Wednesday, 9:00 Eastern.
Yeah, sorry, 8:00 Central.
8 Central. We'll be here to discuss 3 Strike Summer, and some of it will be spoiler, and we'll try to make some of it not spoiler if you just want to come and hang out for a little bit too. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Bye.